Our topic today has to do with mixed numbers and improper fractions. Essential question: how can you show an improper fractions equivalent mixed number and vice versa? So you'll see below how improper fractions and mixed numbers can be equal. So what we have written right here, 5/4, that's an improper fraction because you'll see that the numerator is larger than the denominator. So you have 5/4. Let's go ahead right now and shade that in with the writing utensil you have with you. 5/4. So here's a fourth, here's another fourth, here's another fourth, here's another fourth. There's 5 of them. Okay, so this is what 5/4 looks like right here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to convert that improper fraction into a mixed number. And here's the process you would kind of go through in your head. You would ask yourself, how many times does 4 fit into 5? Well, 4 fits into 5 one whole time. Okay? And you're going to keep that same denominator when you're turning this improper fraction into a mixed number. And you should know that you would have 1/4 remaining. Okay? So you just go 5 divided by 4 is 1, keep that same denominator. 4 times 1 is 4, and you need 1 more to get to that 5. So now we're going to shade that in to show what 1 and 1/4 would look like. So here's 1 whole that I have just filled in, and then here's 1/4. So you'll see that those are the exact same size. To represent that in a different way, besides this format, you can see right here, here's 1/4, there's another 4th, there's another 4th, there's another 4th, and there is another 4th, okay? So you have 5 1/4. And when I piece them together, you should hopefully notice that those 5 1/4 are also equivalent to 1 and 1/4. Okay? So you want to be flexible in your thinking. If you're confronted with a math problem where it's asking you to perform an operation with this type of mixed number, 1 and 1/4, and you're just not really comfortable with that, go ahead and feel free to convert it to an improper fraction if that helps you solve the problem. And vice versa. If they give you this and you don't like how it's looking like that, go ahead and convert it into a mixed number if that helps you perform the mathematical operation. Okay, so this next one, I'm giving you the mixed number. So we're going to go ahead and shade that in, the 2 and 1/3. So you're going to have 2 holes right there. And then the 1/3. So that right there is 2 and 1/3. And we need to go from that mixed number to an improper fraction. And the way I would do that is I would take this denominator, multiply it by that whole number, so 3 times 2, and then add this numerator. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, and you keep that same denominator, 7/3. So right now we're going to fill in 7 1/3. And you'll see that it's the exact same size as this 2 and 1/3. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to fill those in. All right, so this next one, I've provided the improper fraction and the mixed number already. You're just going to have to draw the picture right here. We can start with the mixed number first. So 1 and 3/4. To represent this pictorially, you'd have 1 whole right here, and then 3 1/4. So when you're drawing the picture to represent 7/4, you should know, based on what I've shown you up here, that the picture will look exactly the same as the 1 and 3/4. So I'm cutting it up into 1/4. and I'm going to fill in 7 of them. So the whole point of this front page is that these formats are basically interchangeable. Improper fraction will look exactly the same as its mixed number. Okay. For your summary, I want you to answer these 2 questions right here. And I want you to know that these 2 questions have nothing to do with this up here. This is the only time in all of the notes that I'll ever do that, okay? I just kind of want to see what you already know regarding this before I teach it in a couple of notes in the future, okay? What is 5/4 written as a decimal, and what is 1 1/4 written as a decimal? Again, I did not talk about how to create a decimal in these notes up here, all right? Always in all the other notes, I will always have the summary relate to the notes, but this is the one instance where it will not, okay? So go ahead and try your best to write these fractions as decimals. Okay, this back page, here are specific instructions on how to convert between mixed numbers and improper fractions. So basically, what we did on the front page, we're going to be doing on the back page, but here are basic step-by-step instructions to help you be successful at this in case you didn't understand it from the first page. So to convert from a mixed number to an improper fraction, here's what you would do, and I have an example. If you had 3 1/4, to go from 3 1/4 to its improper fraction, you would first multiply the mixed number's denominator by its whole number. Okay, so 4 times 3. And then you would add the numerator. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. That's how we get that new numerator. And you keep the same denominator. So that's how we got that 13/4. Okay? Because that value, that 12 plus 1, will be the new numerator of the improper fraction. Keep that same denominator. Okay? If you're given an improper fraction and you need to convert it to a mixed number, here are the instructions for that. So if you had 13/4, all you got to do is figure out how many times that denominator can fit into the numerator. So basically, how many times does 4 fit into that 13? That will be the whole number in the mixed number. Okay? So 4 fits into 13 3 times. So 13 divided by 4 is 3 with the remainder. And since there's one remainder, you make that remainder the numerator. Keep that same denominator. Okay? So 3 1/4. The remainder is its new numerator, and remember, keep that same denominator. So what you're going to do right now is you're going to practice converting between them. So there's 4 problems right here that I want you to work on right now. If you're watching this at home, you need to pause the video and try this on your own, but I'm going to go ahead and show you the answers, okay? So 5 1/5, when I'm going to convert that into a mixed improper fraction, you would go 5 times 5, which is 25, plus that 1, which is 26. That's your new numerator, and now your denominator is still the same. So you should have gotten 26/5. This mixed number, converting it to an improper fraction, you would go 4 times 12, which is 48, and then add that 3 to get 51. Keep that same denominator. Okay, to go from an improper fraction to a mixed number, if you don't remember, you can go ahead and look at the above directions, or you can think to yourself, how many times does 3 fit into 19? And it fits in 6 times, so that's our whole number. Remember to keep that same denominator. 3 times 6 is 18. We would need 1 more to get to that 19. So 19/3 is equal to 6 1/3. 5 halves, or 5 seconds, I guess you could say. 2 fits into 5 2 whole times. Keep that same denominator. 2 times 2 is 4 with 1 left over, and we're going to make that the numerator. For the summary, I want you to go ahead and continue these directions. Now practice converting between them. So I want to know what 6 2/3 is as an improper fraction. I want to know what 4 1/9 is. 4 1/9 is as an improper fraction. I want to know what 8/5 is as a mixed number, and I want to know what 27ths is as a mixed number. Rewrite those and then your answer, okay? Rewrite each one and your answer.